Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. What time is it over there where you are right now? Today I have a combination of two wonderful speakers, talks, scientists. Yeah, one is a very deep scientist, and the other one is our Eckhart Tolle. We know. Yeah, and the content is, mm, it's about experiencing loss, yeah? Loss of a materialistic thing or a person. And in the first place, Eckhart will talk about this. And in the second place, Dr. Joe Dispenza I have, and he will be talking about our addiction to feeling these strong negative emotions. From such, you could use this talk, it helps you in connection with the first talk to deal with the emotions caused by such deep impacts in your life, yeah, through loss, and the way we sometimes let this feeling of negativity from this loss guide you for a very long time. And I want to help you with these combinations here, with this combination and with these talks, yeah, to understand how to find your way into the joyful state of being back. Yeah, that's what it is there for. And as I told you before, I had some experiences with loss in the way that I had parents that had to experience loss in their family. My dad with his brother who killed himself by jumping out of a 10th floor apartment of his mom with the age of 30. I think he was 30 at that time. Yeah, he had a child and a wife, and he was a very good painter. He was a very good artist. Yeah, but that was quite an intense loss there for his mom and for my dad, and for all the others, of course, as well, the child and the mom of the child, well, the partner of this man. And also my mom, she lost kind of, or she went through many different very rough life situations where her mom left home with her and leaving her dad behind. And then she had many different, not many, but like 1, 2, 3 new men in her life that my mom had to deal with, yeah, as new dads, kind of, which was not so easy. Some of them were not such good men, and yeah, so, and then the loss of her dad, yeah, that she had to go through at a very young age, but still, yeah, it was a loss. And to my own direct experience, I left home 2 times as I was younger to go into another country and then finally I moved to Switzerland, left my whole family in Germany where they all live. That was a very tough time for me. And also I lost my grandma, my granddad. Well, they all died from as they were very old. But so I lost a few grandmas and grandpas already as well. And also a cat as I was younger, not just one cat. One died, one there were different stories about our cats in my childhood. So this is really a very important thing here, and often we are even not capable of leaving someone or some situation just because we don't want to experience that feeling of loss again, as it might have been very rough for us and so hard that we had maybe made that decision to never have this experience again. And that could make you stay in a situation that is not good for you and make you not change it. Either changing or leaving it anyhow. Which is finally not the right path to take here. Just the right path would be to do it and to overcome and to go through that feeling and to heal that feeling, and then to be able to restart new. There's always a wonderful new start in each end. There is a new start. And it could as well be that you just have to change something, some kind of behavior, and maybe the other person also then changes and you don't have to leave. You will find a new way of existing together. Could also be understanding a new type of relationship, that is not connected by feeling all kinds of strong emotions in a bad or in a too high mode, in a too how can I say, in a too much focused on the other one mode. And that's what I want to share with you. So enjoy these wonderful talks, and give me some feedback if you like. I love to read your feedbacks, how you experience these things and how you manage your own life situations with this. And finally, don't forget, you will get a wonderful gift when you are new here, or not just new here, when you have not used your free gift yet. So look what it is in the end of this talk. Enjoy and relax now. Take yourself a cup of tea or a warm water, a wonderful cozy place for you, and then enjoy your me time now.
And then you bring the allowing to it and the attention. And you look. You look at the cold soup. You look at the lost bell that was here. Oh, my bells, I've had them for years. A friend of mine gave them to me, and the Dalai Lama gave them to my friend. And they are gone. Somebody must have taken them. Oh no, can't be. And instead, you look where the bells were before, there's now an empty space. Well, now they are back, but there was an empty space. Now, there's something deeply significant about the empty spaces that are left behind by any kind of loss. For example, these were the bells. You may get back to your car, or where your car once was. And in the parking lot, there's only an empty space. And here it is vital if you can stop and face that empty space. Without running away from it or cursing the empty space or immediately going into reactive. This is very strange. And this is one example. The empty space can also be left by relationships. The wife, the partner, the husband. One day you get home and there's a letter which says, I'm gone. I'm out of here. And if you can, again, at that moment, what the form that this moment takes, we use that expression here, and here we come to something very significant. The form that this moment takes sometimes is an absence of the form that was there a moment before. And because suddenly there is a no form where there was a form before, that is an enormous opening into the deeper awareness of the formless consciousness, unconditioned formless that you are. If you can not run away from it, if you can face this death, because the loss of anything is a small death. The loss of the bells that you've had for years is a small death because the form is gone. The loss of your BMW is a death. The Rolls Royce, an even bigger death. And of course there may be an actual death, and this is an amazing thing. The person that was here every day in this room used to sit in this chair. That's the armchair. That's where the desk where they sat. And one day the message comes, they're gone, passed away. And then you look at the empty chair. The person was it was so real, it seemed so permanent to have that personality sitting in that armchair, doing its thing, its work, talking, having its opinions, being there. How is it? It's inconceivable that suddenly it's that person is, where is he? Dissolved. just dissolved like a soap bubble. Gone. And so most people, this is the empty space that is left behind by death. Whenever a form dissolves in your life, it may be an actual death, it may be the loss of something that had been important to you. If you can face that hole that is left behind by the form that is no longer there, it's a temporary hole into the dimension of the formless. Now, one could almost say, God, we're using that word again, the formless one life, the formless, timeless one consciousness that underlies all manifestation, momentarily shines through whenever there is a hole in the tapestry of physical existence. It's kind of the tapestry of forms. And in this tapestry of forms, which is gigantic, regularly or all the time, holes appear. If you were watching, let's just use the metaphor and say the entire physical universe, sense-perceived universe, imagine it as an extremely complex tapestry woven, huge of course, and you look at it, and then you see continuously here and there little things suddenly disappearing and temporary holes being there, opening up in the tapestry, and then suddenly there and there. So part of this tapestry, it's continuously coming and going out and into form. No form in this tapestry remains for long. And so holes open up continuously in it, and then are replaced by something else. But if you can be aware of the holes, the openings, something shines through them that is not to do with form, but it's the essence of all form. And that is enormously peaceful. There's enormous peace and aliveness there. And that is the grace that lies concealed in any kind of death, accidental death, seemingly premature death, any kind of death, and any kind of loss. There is a grace there, potentially, but it does not help you if you deny it or run away from it. You say, no, don't want to see that hole. And you cover up the hole with reactions immediately, so that you don't have to face the emptiness. So when emptiness comes in your life, that is a beautiful, potentially, a beautiful opening in which you can actually find yourself. You find yourself by not resisting that.
Never do we need to revisit the event, because once you do, you open the box. But what we want to do is overcome the emotion, because that's just what's lasting from the event. So you sit a person down, and the moment you sit them down, what do you think the body's going to do? It's going to look for something to recreate that emotion, because that's the person's identity. Are you with me still?
Yes.
So if I make the person, if I inspire the person to sit there, and they're sitting there, and all of a sudden they're noticing that they're hot, and they're irritated, and their stomach is twisting, And all of a sudden, it's a group of sensations, a group of feelings that they have called all along frustration. But the different sensations, the moment you name it, it becomes an emotion. But what it is just bodily sensations. It's energy that's stuck in the body. So the body is looking to go back to the past. It's believing it's in the past. Are you with me still? Yes. So if the person becomes aware that their body is doing that, and like training an animal, allow the body to feel that emotion and then settle it down into the present moment. When you settle it down into the present moment, the body starts to trust the present moment and move out of the past. And there's a release of energy. Then the body goes, well, wait a second, what's going to happen in the next moment? And it starts doing that. And it starts to try and anticipate the future. And you settle the body back down into the present moment. And every time you do that, you're telling the body it's no longer the mind, that you're the mind and your will is getting greater than the program. And all of a sudden you start to lower the volume to that emotion. And when you begin to break the addiction to that emotion, the side effect of breaking that addiction is called joy. It's called freedom. All of a sudden the body's saying, I don't want to be tormented anymore. Now, does that mean you shouldn't grieve over things that you lose? Grieving is a biological process. It's neural pruning. It's a death of circuitry. It's a death of emotions. It's the absence, a void of something in your life. And that's important, but in grief, sooner or later, you got to come to a greater understanding about death, a greater understanding about loss, a greater understanding so that you can adapt to those conditions. Every time I sit with someone and they start complaining about their life, and I let them go for a few minutes, and then I go, oh! You know what I say to them? You only complain about your life when it's not working. And the emotion that you're feeling right now is keeping you connected to the past. You never do this when your life is working. And so I don't have a problem with moving through the stages of emotions. But I also know that what a person really wants more than anything else is to be free. People want to be free. And I have witnessed transformation on every culture, on every skin color, every shape, every size, every age. I've witnessed it. And the same radiance that takes place in a person's face, a light behind their eyes, a different physical presentation of their face is eminent, it's real. And that person has worked to overcome themselves. And so it's not that we shouldn't feel emotions, we should feel those emotions and feel them completely. And like a child, get over it though, and just let it out and then go.
So, thank you very much, both of you, Eckhart and Dr. Joe. And I think it's a very wonderful combination here for us that I put together. It really works. It like the other one builds up to the, Dr. Joe talks about exactly how to deal with this emotion and what to do, and how wonderful it is when you can disconnect from your feeling and from your body reaction. Let's call it that way, the feeling, the emotion. It's a body reaction. And from the thinking, to realize it and to say, no, I am fine here in this present moment. There's nothing to still worry, to still be angry, to still be sad, to still be whatever, because this moment is a new, different moment. To realize that more and more, time by time, of course, when you just had it happening yesterday, to have lost something or someone, then of course, and then I'm sure you are not even listening to this talk. Maybe yes, maybe you do. Well, no, probably not, because you're too busy with so many other things around this happening that you are not having the mood of sitting down and looking for something that you can put on your ears to to smoothen and to relax and to release these emotions and thoughts. But when you listen, then you have already this moment where you are able to be in that state where you can release. And you want to let something new come into you. And I just have to think of like someone in my life here that I also, it's always good or easier to look at the other people, to adapt these things of the talks to people around you, where you can really find examples. And I have an example here where I really can say it's very funny. In some moments he can really disconnect from his situation and in some moments you can see he's right back into this thought process and anger process. He's actually in a divorcing phase where he's getting divorced, and then he gets, of course, letters and always contact with this thing, so you always get remembered, and it's really like not easy to then always be in that new self, because you're always reconnected, like probably daily or weekly, by connecting also to the ex-partner. You always get remembered and re-addicted to that state of being. So that's really a huge challenge. If this person is actually not away, if the person is still there when you have children together, for example, and you always are in contact back and forth, then it's continuous work you have to do, and then but it has so much potential in it that you really can learn to completely disconnect from what is going on to how you are feeling inside and how you want to express yourself outside, and share your inner being, share what you are here for and not what you are stuck in right now. So always remember, in whatever period of time you are the greatest lottery win in this life, and even to each one you are having trouble with at the moment, you are that huge lottery win to that person. And maybe you have understood already now why for that person, for example, because you train them to be completely within themselves, happy by themselves, without needing anything from the outside. That is what we learn from such situations. And it's the opposite way as well. This person teaches this to you too. So enjoy, be grateful for each moment you are sharing with other people, no matter if it's a negative or a positive relationship at this moment. There's always a gift in it. Yeah. So now have a wonderful day or nighttime. Enjoy your life. Become aware every day, once at least, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes best, by taking your hand, holding it to your breast, breathing in and out slowly, and letting everything be there that wants to be there now. Don't push anything away. Let each thought come, pass by, or if it wants to be held because you're just remembering something you don't want to forget, then write it down right now. Open your eyes again, write it down so it doesn't get lost, and then continue your connection to yourself. And your free gift, I don't want you to forget about that, is a free coaching session with me. Yes, still it is. And yeah, take your chance. Look my email up in the channel description. Write me an email with some date proposals, and then we can meet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you.